Hi, I'm Pastor Grant, the chaplain at Country House in Wilmington, Delaware. Today I want to talk about being an encourager. How's this for a verse on encouragement? It's out of Genesis chapter 6, 17 and 18. It says, "Behold, even I'm bringing the flood of water upon the earth, but I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall enter the ark." Well, in this verse, God informed Noah of his plan. He was going to destroy the whole world with a flood. You know the story. So for 100 years, maybe 120 years, by faith, Noah followed the Lord's leading. He gathered the materials. He built the ark. He probably was ridiculed by everyone around him. After all, this was a world that had never known rain. The earth was watered from beneath the earth. And while Noah was building this ark, he was preaching righteousness and he was telling those around him to look to God. He was surrounded and mocked by his depraved contemporaries. But this preacher of righteousness, by faith, stood against the tide of his culture. Sometimes our faith and our belief and our work is such a rebuke to our peers that we are the ones that suffer persecution because of it. Just like John Gordon. He is a speaker, maybe you've heard of him, a consultant, he's an author. He's written several books. John and his books have been featured on CNN, NBC, The Today Show, they've been in Forbes. They've been all around, the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. And NFL coaches and PGA Tour coaches, and even the FBI call on John to inspire their teams. But where did John come from, and what did he come from? He tells in his story, he says, "I remember in my high school an English teacher telling me not to apply to Cornell University because they wouldn't accept me. Even if I did get accepted, I wouldn't be able to do the work. It's funny that I am even a writer now writing this. I almost didn't apply. But a few days later, I saw Ivan Goldfarb, a former teacher, in the hallway and asked him about Cornell. And he said to me this, 'If you get in, then go. You can do it.' His words made all the difference. I applied and I was accepted," said John. You know, my own story was like John's. I was told by my special needs reading teacher that I should never think about going to college. She told me I would never be able to do the work, and I should look for a labor job that I might like. Well, too often, we think it's our role to inject a dose of maybe reality in people's lives. Somehow we think that it's our job to project to people from some pain and of the failure, of the defeat they're going to have, and then protect them from it. We think that we must put out how bad the economy is, or how horrible the job market is, or how the sky is falling. We think the dreams are made for others. I say that there's enough pessimism and realism in the world that we should stop. That doesn't mean that we must continue only being positive. But I believe we need to get rid of a lot of the negativity that's in this world. The world needs more optimists. It needs more encouragers. It needs more inspirers. The world needs more people to speak into the hearts of others and say, "I believe you. Follow your passions. Live your purpose that you believe is your purpose. And if you have the desire, then you also have the power to make it happen. So keep working hard. You're improving and getting better. Keep it up." When it comes to encouragement, there's one fact that no one can say that they can deny. And that is this: every one of us loves working for and with people who bring out the best in us. We love being around people who lift us up and make us feel great. And while we're always remembering the negative people who told us that we couldn't accomplish something, we will always cherish and hold special those people who gave us their heart of encouragement to us. Today, I want to encourage you as a chaplain not only to be an encourager, but make sure you have an encourager in your life as well. So often, the difference between success and failure is simply belief and somebody encouraging you. And so often, that little belief instilled in us by someone who's encouraging us, especially if the leadership, after all, is how we transfer belief into others to be great. Today, decide to be the person who insists on being positive. Decide to be the person who will give encouragement and only hear encouragement. Uplift someone who's feeling down. Fuel your team, your friends, and the people around you with positive energy, even if there's a negative energy being produced by others around you. I want you to rally your focus whenever possible to be a positive and encouraging person. Share the encouraging things. They matter. Second, find and ask God to put an encourager in your life. If you have one who has brought out the best in you, make sure you thank that person for being that encourager in your life. We have you who have been encouragers, keep it up. But we all need encouragers, even if we are an encourager. Ralph Waldo Emerson said this, I love it. Our chief want is someone who will inspire us to be what we know we could be. It's important we do that. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says this, remember these words. So speak encouraging words to one another. Build up hope so you all will be together in this. No one left behind. I know you're already doing this, so keep on doing it. Be an encourager.